John Fitzgibbon holding on for dear life, needing support. Manley's nearby, so too, however, Pat Dwyer, part of a very, very effective Kilkenny defence. But the pressure applied once again by Ger Manley in towards John Fitzgibbon, who's got absolutely nothing out of Eddie O'Connor this afternoon. Cut out here by Brian Corcoran, pushed up to left half back to exert an even bigger influence in the attack. Stop back there by Liam Welsh, lifting the siege. 2 minutes to go. 4 points between them. Kilkenny living on their nerves. Cork still in there with a little bit of hope, but it's just a flicker of hope, really. Kilkenny with the free, 45 metres out. The free conceded by Shawnee McCarthy, who certainly has given 100% to Cork's cause.
Yeah, what a fantastic game, and Cork might have looked down now at one stage, but they've certainly shown great heart and great commitment to come back to be even in the game still with a chance at this stage. We've got to admire Kilkenny, they've held their heads just when they looked like they might let a big lead slip, and again, very hard free here for DJ Carey. This would be a great one to score and sure give Kilkenny a great boost.
Just for a minute there he looked to his left where Adrian Rowland was free, and now I think he just wants to use a couple of seconds very sensibly. Opted to take the shot inside, and Ger Cunningham has difficulty taking it, but again, secure goalkeeper by Ger, playing in his 42nd championship match.
Great save by Ger. That was a very difficult ball flying at him at a dangerous level, and he did very well once again.
Inside the final minute, the whistling is from the Kilkenny Amateur Whistling Association. Here en masse, ball has been touched on the ground there. Very quickly taken, stopped there by Eddie O'Connor, but Tony O'Sullivan. Cork needing the goal to stay in the hunt. Mark Foley, the shot from Michael Welsh. Great goalkeeping. He takes it out over the end line. It's going to be another 65. What a terrific save under great pressure.
Brilliant save by Michael Welsh, who has played a fantastic game all day. And you know, if Cork got a goal at that stage again, there was just a point in it, and who knows what's going to happen. Brilliant save under pressure. He has played excellently all day.
Well, not a 65, as you see, a free out instead for that foul. John Parr watching. Liam Fennelly, will he be stepping up to receive the new McCarthy Cup in a couple of minutes' time? Crafted by a Kilkenny man, named after a famed Cork man. Some of Cork's senior players in attack this afternoon really weren't able to do the business. The Kilkenny backs group well. Their forwards have taken their chances. We're in injury time. Kilkenny lead by 4 points. Cork again looking for a late score, but it's Willie O'Connor who drops it out of defence, down towards Liam Fennelly, runs on towards Christy Heffernan, the big Glenmore man, looking about him, needing a secure pass, didn't get it, it's all over! And Kilkenny have won the 1992 All-Ireland Hurling Final. Ollie Welsh and Ted Carroll celebrate. John Parr, one of the goal scorers in the second half, along with Liam McCarthy and DJ Carey from the penalty. I'm sure that everybody in Kilkenny, and indeed Kilkenny people all over the globe watching this, will enjoy this momentous triumph, a first victory since 1983, and Cork people will be the first to acknowledge their excellence. They win by 4 points. Final score, Kilkenny 3 goals and 10 points, Cork 1 goal and 12.
Well, sure, as you said, heartiest congratulations to Kilkenny. Fully deserved victory on the day. They've played some fantastic hurling, and fully deserving of their victory. Tremendous scores, tremendous sporting contest as well. What a tremendous advertisement for the game of hurling. I think both companies deserve great credit for the way in which the game was played today.
And Jimmy, those goals were so very significant.
They were, Ger. They came at vital times, and while Cork might rue 1 or 2 handling errors in defence, they were certainly vital, and Kilkenny took their chances when they came. You know, full credit to them. They lost the final last year, they might well have won. It takes a lot of character to come back and win the following year, and that's exactly what they've done. But I have to say, some of my own former colleagues fought with great heart and determination, and Cork certainly went down with all colours flying.
Curiously, they had just about the same number of attempts at scores, 25 for Cork, 23 for Kilkenny. And Liam Fennelly, the only statistic he is worried about is that final score, which sees his team emerge by 4 points. One of the nicest people in the game, and Christy Heffernan, big-hearted fellow, the Taoiseach and the president of the GA, Peter Quinn, and the president of Ireland congratulating Liam Fennelly. I'm sure he will be thinking now, perhaps, at some stage today, of his late father Kevin, who died sadly during the year. wasn't here to see this great scene, but he's in that Croke Park in the heavens, I'm sure, watching down just now, very proud of his son. Very proud of a tremendous Kilkenny performance of great heart and determination, Jimmy.
That's right, sir. It must be a tremendous moment for Liam Fennelly, one of the great sportsmen of the last 15 years. Tremendous hurler and a great credit to his county, and I'm sure his late father, who was also a great hurling man, a great clubman, the Shamrocks Ballyhill, and his whole county can be very proud of him tonight.
Overall, however, Jimmy, despite the wretched conditions, the players really gave us some tremendous entertainment. For that we credit both teams.
Great sportsmanship, Derek, great commitment, and I think it was one of the great All-Ireland finals given the conditions. I certainly enjoyed it.
August Trohi on Gaw Erin A. Shin and you. Going for gorgeous Nation Gaw Erin. Going for Brown Le Corky. Demersheet Gomai. August going for gorgeous Le Kilkenny. The Unbua Kilshaker. So far in the Hassel Cleveland. A drop on John Paul McCarthy. Our son of Conley. Name Leon O'Hill. August on this is Kirsten Oregon. On Conlua of Runaware in Leona. Our Liam Fennelly, Captain Kilkenny.
It's a very proud moment for Liam Fennelly. The McCarthy Cup goes back to Northside. It'll be back in the Marble City tomorrow night. Kilkenny, the champions of 1992. And Ollie Walsh in there in the middle of it all to celebrate. Well done to Ollie.
Over on him. Because Gok and Dinya Town's showing you. A pleasure may say, out on Burn Kilkenny. And Corn show a Glocka of the house of Ascody on Sunday Irish. First of all, on behalf of the team, the players and the panel, I would like to thank the Cork team. They came up here today expecting to win just like we did. We came up last year and lost. And thanks be to God, we came up this year and won. I would like to pay tribute to the Cork team for a fine sporting game. I would like, on behalf of the team and panel, to thank many men. 3 men in particular. At the beginning of the year, we called them selectors and tacticians. More people said they would have to be magicians to win our Ireland with that team. I'd like to thank Pat Elwood, Nicky Brennan, and that man, coach, selector, tactician, magician, Ollie Walsh. Not to forget our sponsors, Mahan Max Phillips. I have to mention them. Most of all, you know who I'm talking about. Canon 87 we lost, Canon 91 we lost, but this time we are bringing something back to you tomorrow night. By God, to walk up them steps to receive the McCarthy Cup is more than enough. In 12 months for ourselves, we've had some very sad occasions. And today, personally, there's a touch of sadness in my voice. But it gives me great satisfaction to come up here today and receive the McCarthy Cup.
best acceptance speeches there by Liam Fennelly. The second time he's done so. He makes history, of course, by being the first man to come up and take the new McCarthy Cup, having already captained the side to the old McCarthy Cup back in the early 80s. The Cork team very sportingly stayed out to congratulate Kilkenny. For Kilkenny, the masters, no question about that.
Yes, Liam Fennelly will take Liam Ogues back to Kilkenny with him tomorrow afternoon, and what celebrations there are in store for them there. Liam Fennelly, the last man, of course, to captain the Kilkenny team to success in the All-Ireland final in 1983. 9 years later, he has the distinction of repeating that. My panel is still with me here this afternoon, Pete Finnerty and Kieran Brow. We'll be getting their views on the 1992 All-Ireland Hurling final after the commercial break. Join us again for their thoughts. Welcome back again. So the Kilkenny team are at the moment being chaired off the field here, although I can't actually say they're being chaired off the field. They're being chaired round and round in circles on the field. GJ Carey, last seen, was heading towards the Cusick stand. He may get back to the Kilkenny dressing room sometime after 6 o'clock this evening at his present rate of progress. Pete Finnerty was making an interesting point to me during the commercial break. Pete, you were saying that Kilkenny seemed to have the same sort of kibosh on Cork in All-Ireland finals as Cork would appear to have on Galway.
Yes, apparently so. Kilkenny went in today as underdogs, went in 82 and 83 as underdogs, and again they came out at the end of the day with the McCarthy Cup. Cork has this hoodoo, or whatever you want to call it, over us as well. We can go in as favourites, they're very good teams, and apparently Cork has this confidence and air of arrogance that they can beat us, and Kilkenny seem to have this same thing over Cork as well.
You tipped Kilkenny this morning to win this match. Was that at the back of your mind when you did that?
It was at the back of my mind. It is an advantage to have this psychological element over any team. And Cork would have that in the back of the mind as well. Today suited Kilkenny as well. It was wet and it wasn't going to be a spectacular game. It was fast and hard and fought with great aggression, and everybody gave it everything. But the less scores, the better for Kilkenny.
Kieran Barr, I suppose it was appropriate that a man called Liam McCarthy would get such a crucial score in a day like this. But this was the one that really set it up for Kilkenny.
Like a Phelan had been switched inside, and he actually was going for a pointer, and he mishit the ball. And Coughlin's one mistake all year, he hit his foot and he lost sight of the ball. And McCarthy scored a goal like this, like he's in around the house looking for breaks and little knocks, and he buried it like he did extremely well. He hit that full belt, like he did extremely well. He took his chance when it was presented to him, and the one chance in the game, McCarthy wasn't in it for the rest of the game, and yet he pops up at a crucial moment and puts the ball away into the back of the net. But the switches that Kilkenny made, like bringing on Christie Heffernan was just, it worked the oracle for them. He was breaking ball down, he was catching ball, he was creating all sorts of fuss, and the rest of the guys were able to work around him, you know. And I was going to make a point, the full forward line of Cork that started the game didn't score a goal, and I was going to say that I would have thought 2 or 3 goals out of the 3 of them as a group. And yet none of them had brought Gerard Manley on, and he was the one that got the Cork goal. But as a group, none of them got. John Fitzgibbon had one of the worst games that he's ever played for Cork, I'd say.
Well, unfortunately for his point of view, he wasn't seen all through the afternoon. But in fairness, Peter, there was a time during the match when it looked like Kilkenny were just going to walk away with it. In fairness to Cork, they really did battle their way back into the game against the odds.
They did. Kilkenny came out in the second half and they started very well, and it looked as if they were going to walk away with it. And then Cork battled and battled against all odds. Nothing was going right for them. Even Brian Corcoran there, as we saw, the ball hit his foot, unfortunately. And I think Pat Buckley fumbled it another time. Things weren't going right for them, but they battled their way back into it, and it looked, at one stage, they were only 2 points behind, and as if they were going to sneak it again. But Kilkenny, in fairness, by bringing on Christie, could release John Power to midfield to counteract Cork's move by bringing Cahill Casey to midfield, and that wiped out Cahill again. And Christie was a big part to play when he came in. He gave them more options, and there was one on the sideline as well by Kilkenny.
Manley's goal was one of the few that actually was kicked into the net this year in the championship. An important save coming up for Kilkenny, Kieran.
Yeah, well, the game was nearly over at this stage, but at the same token, Cork didn't give it up, and they were pressing, and you know, okay, in a sense, like they were in with a shout at that stage, but the game was nearly over. You know, Kilkenny were playing very well at that stage. The ball was going up and down, and it was a ball straight at Michael Walsh, and he did what he had to do. He saved it dead spot, and he cleared his line. But at that stage of the game, I think Kilkenny had got the momentum going, and were looking as if they were going to hold on. But at the same time, you know, John Fitzgibbon and these guys, you would expect a couple of minutes ago to do something, but they didn't.
Kieran, I'm going to hold you there for a moment because Jim Carney is down in the dressing room area with some of Victoria's Kilkenny team. So let's go down to Jim straight away.
And welcome to the winners' dressing room. It'll be filling up very shortly. There are just 3 very, very happy Kilkenny men here at the moment, and one of them is a man I've spoken to on many an occasion in the past, and always so helpful and obliging and courteous to us. Nicky Brennan, the Kilkenny County Chairman and selector, former All-Ireland star himself. Today, Nicky, I'm not quite sure which hat you're wearing. I just think that you're a happy Kilkenny man.
Just a happy Kilkenny man. I'm not interested in hats at this minute. We're so delighted. But I'm delighted, first of all, for all the players, Jim. They put in all the work. Myself and selectors and that, we're really only hanging in the background there. Have to watch things, obviously. But the players of the guys deserve all the credit this evening, and it is them as the people who we should be thanking for this win.
Well, your forwards and midfielders were outstanding, Nicky, but I think that maybe the backs might steal a lot of the headlines tomorrow, and goalkeeper Michael Walsh.
Probably will. I suppose all year they're the 7 players who have stood up to everything that was thrown at them. But we won't take it away from midfielders and forwards either. I think on the day different players play well. Some play better than others, and we had many stars there today. We're just delighted to win, and an impressive fashion at that.
Yeah. Nicky, congratulations to you again, and we'll just come back to you in a second and perhaps talk about what it means to Kilkenny hurling. Yeah.
Thanks, Jim.
But Eddie O'Connor, I'll just talk to Michael Walsh in a moment. But now, Eddie O'Connor, your first All-Ireland. You had to work very hard for this one, Eddie, but I'm sure it's all worthwhile for you.
It is, yeah. Just like in the first half, we had our backs to the wall, like, and but we knew at half time, like, that we were after holding Cork Cork were only leading by 2 points, and they were after missing a good lot of chances in the first half. And we knew at half time that if we stepped up a small bit, that we had a great chance of winning, like.
Now, so much pressure on this Kilkenny backline, Eddie. I'm sure you felt it. You knew that this famous Cork full forward line had to be held. They were held on the day, and that must give you extra satisfaction as well as winning the medal.
That's right, yeah. Like Ollie told us, like all during the week, that if we could hold the Cork full forward line to a goal or 2 at the most, like, then we'd have a great chance of winning, like. And it was only in the end of the game, like, when the Cork substitute John Manley got a great goal, like. But we're delighted, like, full back line in particular, like, we're delighted to have done a job, like, because a lot of people, like, wrote us off during the year, and they were saying when we meet the Cork full forward line that we wouldn't have a hope of holding them, like. So we're just thrilled, like, with it.
And a brief word about your brother Willie. He had an outstanding match.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. In both himself there now, I thought himself, Pat O'Neill and Bill Hennessy were the 3 players in the second half for Kilkenny that were particularly outstanding, like, and we'll have a good few celebratory drinks at home, like, when we go home, probably be Friday.
Indeed. Well done to you, Eddie. I'll let you out to other well-wishers. Now I'm joined by Michael Walsh, first of all. Michael, many congratulations. Let's talk first of all about that fantastic late save. You weren't quite sure yourself who had the shot. I think it was Mark Foley. Doesn't matter who shot. Just recall the save for us, Michael.
Well, just the ball was hanging around the square for a few minutes, and the ball broke to one of the Cork forwards. You say it's Mark Foley, I don't know, and he just stuck it, and I was delighted to get behind it and hold it and get out for 3 hours. It was a great feeling because I kind of knew the time was nearly up, and we were still 4 or 5 points ahead, you know.
Well, there it is, Michael, and I'm sure it's nice to look back on it.
Yeah, it's a great feeling. Great feeling. The backs were marvellous, and it was grand to get some ball to stop anyway. And as I say, we're absolutely delighted. Just absolutely delighted.
Yeah, and Michael, a word about your dad. I mean, it's his day too.
Well, I'm delighted. I haven't seen him yet, but I mean, I want to see him when I go into the dressing room now. I'm absolutely delighted for himself. I'm really delighted for my mother at home because she goes through the worst time of the whole lot, and she couldn't even come today, so she'll be delighted at home now.
Well, it's nice that you're thinking of her, Michael. Many congratulations again. Wonderful match. Well played. We'll just come back and talk to you about a couple of other Kilkenny players in a moment. I'm joined first of all by Pat O'Neill. Pat, many congratulations. You're the talk of the place here in Cork Park this afternoon.
Very, very sore out at the moment.
Yeah. Now tell us about the injury first of all, Pat.
The ball ran out to the wing, like, you know. It was a complete accident, like, I just got tip and die. The 1-2 I just bandaged up, so looking enough I could play on, like, you know. I was worried I couldn't. Happy enough I could play on anyway, like, you know.
Fair enough. Well, Kilkenny has so many star centre half-backs down to the years. Pat Carroll, Pat Henderson, Ger Henderson there for years. But Pat, I think they'll be talking about Pat O'Neill for a long time.
I wouldn't say so, no. I got no. I started to replace their shoes, like, you know. I couldn't ever, like, you know. But I was happy enough today. I was delighted. I'm glad that Kilkenny won. There's no time to win one.
Yeah, Nicky Brennan said to me that he only needed just a little bit of blood and then he'd be right.
Yeah, he got a bit alright. Hopefully not too much anyway.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah. Just a quick word of Pat Dwyer at full back, and then we'll come back to the lads in just a second if they wait patiently for us. Pat Dwyer, this was your first All-Ireland medal.
That's true. What a relief.
Yeah. How do you feel about it? I know it's not easy to put it into words, but now it's all over, 20 minutes or so.
The hype all week, the build-up to the big game, and the relief when it's all over. I mean, that's basically it for me, you know.
Now, we spoke already to Eddie O'Connor. Let's talk to you, Pat, about this famous Cork full forward line. They did pose a major challenge, but you held them well on the day. That must give you that extra bit of satisfaction.
That's true. Like, they scored a goal, like, on which on my part is a bit disappointment, but to come out on top, I think, was the answer.
Yeah, fair enough. You know. Now, what about the rest of your backs, Pat? Your half-back line in particular.
I thought they had a great game in front of me. You know, they were letting nothing through. They were controlling everything that was coming down in the air. You know, and the breaks that were going out and they were driving it down the field, which gave us great relief.
Yeah, and this is a moment you'll cherish, Pat. What about the folks back home? Any message on them?
Well, this is what it's all about. This is what all the training was for.
Well done, well done. Well done, Pat. We'll talk to Liam in just a moment, but I've kept Bill Hennessy waiting very, very patiently indeed. Well, thanks for your patience. Many congratulations to you. This was a day that you worked so hard. I'm surprised you have any energy left at all after it.
Well, it was hectic from the word go, and the conditions were fairly bad with the wind, and it was so slippery and that it's hard to keep your feet. But we seemed to get on top, especially at the beginning of the second half, and the forwards were picking off scores lovely, and it took the pressure off us. And then the half-back line were hurling so well behind us. It was really handy, really, in the second half.
There was a time, of course, when you were playing in the backs yourself, midfield, in new territory for this year, but you certainly have settled to it.
Yeah, it was nice at times out there. I felt for the lads coming near the end there with some balls dropping in on top of them, and there's an awful lot of pressure. One small slip and they're in trouble, you know. So they had a fantastic game, the full back line and half back line.
Well, magnificent to win this medal, Bill, but there must be particular satisfaction in playing well and a personal great performance. I mean, you covered every blade of grass in Croke Park today.
I was happy with my performance, all right, but we say it's easy, always easy when the lads are going well around you. So.
Fair enough. Well, many congratulations.
Thanks
a wonderful
very much.
performance.
Thanks a lot.
Now, Willie O'Connor has joined us. Congratulations to you, Willie. Christy Hepburn is here as well. We'll talk to Ollie in just a moment. Willie, you've got the hat on. It's a victory hat. We spoke to your brother early on, and certainly they'll be celebrating down in Glenmore. Willie, a word from you, your verdict on the game.
Conditions were very tough at the start. Ground was hard for everyone, but the hurls were so slippery with the rain, like it was hard to settle. We were very lucky to be going in at that, only 2 points behind the half-time. Cork does go awful wides. We were lucky and we knew we had a good chance in the second half.
Well, you'll go into Kilkenny folklore for the performance of this Kilkenny half-back line. Pat O'Neill and Liam Walsh beside you, Willie. And you certainly, you know the play of these lads now.
Yeah, and you'll be playing along. Pat wasn't playing the last game, but it's easy to know a player's game, like, and just be waiting for the break of the ball. But Ger Cunningham's pocket was coming down the whole time, so it was landing on top of us, which is easy for a half-back line.
Yeah, late on when Cork scored that goal, Willie, the crowd were behind Cork, the crowd were behind Kilkenny as well. It was a cauldron here in Croke Park. Were you feeling the tension and excitement?
I think when you go out on the field like that, you just forget about tension, you just forget and do your best. Like, even if you're tired, you still have to go.
Well, your best was a brilliant best today, Willie. Many congratulations to you.
Yes. Willie O'Connor there, and the Kilkenny players in jubilant mood, of course, after their All-Ireland victory. And that's where we must leave it then from Croke Park for this afternoon. Don't forget, of course, the Sunday game tonight at 8 o'clock when we'll be reviewing the action from this afternoon's senior and minor games. Don't forget Galway, of course, earlier on beat Waterford in the minor match. One other issue to be decided from this year's All-Ireland senior final, and will be announced on the Sunday game tonight. Who will receive this? This is the Man of the Match trophy, the Telecom Éireann Man of the Match trophy. That will be announced later on tonight on the Sunday game, Network 2 at 8 o'clock. For the moment, though, my thanks to Pete Finnerty and Kieran Barr, who joined us here on our panel this afternoon. Perhaps we'll see these two gentlemen back here in the All-Ireland Championship at Croke Park in future times. But for the moment, thank you for joining us. Bye-bye from Croke Park.
High as the sky, come on, black and amber, you have the speed, so rise up, you heroes, you will succeed.